Okay. Shh. We're going to get serious for a minute. I got mugged last year. First time it ever happened. It happened in broad daylight. Do you know what that does to a man's self-esteem when you get mugged in broad daylight? That means there was zero shadows. There was 100% visibility. That means that every time I look in the mirror, I'm like, oh yeah, this is the weakest gazelle in the herd. They didn't wait for dusk. It was high noon. I'm gonna paint a picture. I'm walking down a street in Brooklyn. I'm in a 3-piece suit, okay? I'm coming from a modeling gig. Because you gotta use what God gave you to make that cheddar, you know what I mean? So I'm coming from this modeling gig. I got my phone in my hand. I'm yakking on the phone. Yak, 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 yak. Humble brag, serious brag, you know. And out of nowhere, these 4 little kids appear. You heard me say kids, and I'm gonna prove it. Like one of them had shoes that blink. Another one was on a Razor scooter. So my spidey sense was not tingling when I saw like the cast of The Sandlot in front of me. I'm on my phone, and they get real close and they go, "Excuse me, but we need to see your phone." And that's what I heard, because I'm still in like, oh, they're angels mode. And then they're like, nah, give us your phone. And I look down, and then their cute angelic fingers are pipes, and they're all holding pipes. And I'm like, whoa, hold on. And I'm going to like an NPR moment where I was like, well, can we find some peaceful resolution for this conflict and maybe reallocate resources in a way where every party leaves feeling as though they're not being taken. And this kid hits me in the head with a pipe, okay? Oh. And this is the part of the story where like some of you guys tighten up because maybe you like me. But check it out. I'm all good, man. I'm alive. I've taken boxing lessons, 2 of them. And what I learned in boxing was if a child swings a pipe at your head, you run. So I've run to the corner as quick as I can. Yes! I get to the corner. I look back, and they are kick pushing in the opposite direction. So I'm like, yes! I won! And the adrenaline that you feel when you're in a conflict situation like that numbs everything. I can't feel my fingers. I can't feel my toes. All I hear is my heartbeat, right? It's like, and I'm like, I'm like hyperventilating, like, okay, and like shaking my phone. And my friend is still on the line. And what he heard must have sounded like some 9/11, like, audio footage. Like, yeah, everything's going fine, everything, what the fuck? Just running in the opposite direction of a building falling down is what he heard. And he's like, what's going on? And I'm like, I'm okay. I think I'm okay. I gotta go. Click, and I put my phone away. And it's a BlackBerry Pearl, which is like the grape nuts of smartphones, right? Like I almost got killed for like the wackest phone in the world. So I put my phone away, and I feel my neck feels wet, and I look down. Oh my gosh! And I am streaming, right? Because it's a superficial wound on your head, and it's a pop 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 with a heartbeat. So now I'm streaming bright red gore down this side of my body. Is just bright red. Okay, this side of my body is still very sexy though. Okay, like I said, 3-piece suit. You know, Daddy's looking crisp, right? I'm looking good. So this lady's walking her dog, and clearly she saw like the 3-piece suit side of me first, so she's naturally like, what up, Daddy? Can I get those digits? Avi. You know what I mean? And everything is cool until I pull the Two-Face Harvey Dent and go, call 911! And she's like, oh, okay. And the ambulance takes me. This is the $1,200 ambulance. Fuck those guys. So the ambulance takes me to Woodhall Hospital. I put that in air quotes. If you're from Brooklyn, you might know Woodhall is like, it's like a MASH unit underneath the JMZ train. But it's a great hospital if you've been stabbed. It's great for that. Like, you go there for that and only that, right? Like, I don't want to say it's ghetto, but you can still get, like, Lucy's in the ER. So, you want regular or, like, non-menthol? I'm like, no, I don't want any of that. I just need you to staple my head back up. And so I go to Woodhall and I meet all of these wonderful Brooklyn police officers, and they're like, okay, great. Okay, you look pretty dinged up, buddy. You know what happened? What happened? You tell us about this? And I was like, yeah, I got beat up by some guys. Why? So you got jumped by some? You're still alive though. You're looking pretty sharp in that suit. You think you can describe these ruffians? I'm like, somewhere between 9 and 13. And they're like, wow, gather around, guys. This guy's like a warrior. He fended off like 9 to 13 dudes. These guys just tried to, this whole gang just went out, tried to knockout game on him or something. I was like, no. They were between the ages of 9 and 13. And he just closed his report book. And he's like, I don't have any advice for you. I guess just stay out of the young adult book section. Stay away from the tweens. But you know what, man? I made it. So I'm here today, and I'm feeling good, and I still have that fucking BlackBerry at home. Yeah. It's covered in blood, but no big deal. It's fine. It's like a trophy. My friends, I'm pretty like, tightly wound, and my friends, they say, Gabe, you should really smoke weed, man. You should smoke weed, bro. And I'm like, yeah, I'm a grown-ass man. I've already smoked weed. I get it. I understand weed, okay? Like, I used to smoke a ton of weed in high school. And this is what happens when you smoke a lot of weed in high school. You end up in a basement with a microphone talking to strangers. And weed in high school was different for me than it is now. In high school, everybody had the same garbage marijuana. We all had like a nickel bag, and the nickel bag would have some oregano in it, a couple stems, there'd be some seeds, and you would make a little pipe out of a Pepsi can, and you'd put the weed on the pipe, and you would light it, and all the seeds would go like Jiffy popcorn style. And then you go, yeah, well, I think I feel high. Do you feel high? Yeah, I feel high. Oh, cool. Okay. Make sure your eyes are clear. Here's some Visine. Blah, 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 blah. Okay. Check. Gotta get the Banaka. Okay, I'm minty fresh. My eyes are clear. Okay, nobody will know. All right. And that was the fun of being high, was that you were like, okay, it's a secret. Shh. I'm a spy. Everybody knew. Why? Because I was wearing Jinko jeans. I had like a wallet chain, like a visor. I had like 311 in my Walkman. I'm like, yeah, no one knows. They know. But now marijuana is very different, right? It was simple back then. Now in New York City, it's much more complicated. Your marijuana journey begins with a business card. Everybody has their own business card from their own dude. And you compare your cards to other people's cards, and it's like this American psycho one-upsmanship. Oh, my dealer's the best. Okay, and then you call him up, and the message goes to a satellite that then bounces to a CIA-level encrypted laptop somewhere in Greenpoint, Brooklyn, and the dispatcher sends a message to a burner phone in the pockets of a guy wearing camouflage cargo shorts. 20 minutes later, camouflage cargo shorts shows up at your apartment with a gym bag on wheels. And he's like, okay, are you seated? Because we've got to curate your cannabis consumption lifestyle experience. Zip. Would you like an indica or would you like a sativa? Do you want an indica or a sativa? I'm like, this is already too many choices. Can you walk me through the indica? And they're like, okay, great. Indica's really good for like a body high. If you want like a body high, it's like really numbing if you've got like arthritis or like, if you need to like go to sleep or if you need to put your personality to sleep, you need to get indica. And I'm like, oh, okay. Are there any adverse effects to this indica strain? It's like, okay, well, yeah, you could suffer from couch lock. Like what's couch lock? Well, if you smoke it, too much of it, a black hole might form right behind your ass and just suck you into the L couch. And you'll try to talk, but your personality will get sucked through your asshole into the L couch. And all you can do is sit there like a mute and binge watch episodes of SVU over and over and over again. Okay, how about this sativa? Oh, well, that's like a little bit more energizing. That's like a very heady sort of blend that's really good for, like, you know, inspiration. All those voices in your head, it turns all those voices up to 11. I'm like, oh, well, are there any negative adverse effects to that? Oh, right. Well, we have something called self-yelping. What's self-yelping? Well, all those voices in your head, if any of those are judgmental, it could be kind of bad. Right? Oh, you take a hit of that, and all those voices go up to 11, and they're like, "Hey, Gabe, what's going on? Have you done push-ups today? Have you worked out this week? How about this month? I mean, you were really out of breath walking down those 3 steps to get outside today. Hey, Gabe, have you taken care of your kids this week? Not today, but this week. And by kids, we mean those 7 succulents that you were supposed to water. Gabe, why is the cactus dead? Why is the cactus that you own dead? You only have to water it once a month."